Good afternoon, Ellevate. It's truly a pleasure to be before you guys today, you ladies, for today. Um, let's just get into it. So let's start off. One of the things we want to talk about is setting goals. And so just a show of hands or type in the chat, it's me, or it's not me. How many of us have started a New Year's resolution and before the 15th of January, we're no longer doing it? Or you can raise your hand. I raise my hand very proudly. Um, sometime by the 5th of January, I'm done because that's my birthday and I'm eating cake. So, you know, yeah, yeah, that's me. So one of the things we're gonna talk about goal setting, what that looks like. I'm making sure that they're not lofty goals. Sometimes we have this big picture idea and just like work, you need to break it down in parts. So we're gonna go right into it. I'm gonna share my screen. Um, and let me know if you see it. Do you see the slide?
Yes.
Should say goal setting 2023.
Yes.
Yes.
Great, great. All right. Let me. All right. So we're going to get. So one of the things I want you to do is make a promise to yourself. It's going to be easy as 1, 2, 3. It's a daily, a weekly, and a monthly. So daily, just be intentional, right? So what is it I can do daily and do and be intentional with it? And it's even from the point of every day that I get up, I'm just going to take a moment and sit in silence, right? To gather my thoughts, to collect myself, to kind of order my day, right? So anything daily that you would do. Weekly, when you establish these goals or set these goals, do a weekly check-in, right? Let's check in on it. Let's see our progress in it. Monthly, let's do a reassessment. Sometimes we set these goals and you know what? 3 months in, that's not even my focus. I've changed a job. I've had a new baby. I've moved. So there's different things. And we don't want to seem like we've set these lofty goals that no longer pertain to us, right? It's okay to reassess. It is okay. Write the vision down and make it plain. So write the vision and make it plain. One of the things that when we don't write it down, sometimes we tend to forget. So when you come up with your plan on your steps on how I'm going to accomplish this, on day 30, this is where I'm going to be on day. An example is that if I wanted to run a 5K and I don't even walk, so where do I start? Well, the first place you would start is I'm going to start walking a mile every day and then increase it. So within 90 days, I'm actually going to walk or run a 5K. I'm using very practical goals, not career goals yet. But think about it. It's just that simple. You can take this principle and break down any goal in reference to it, right? Write it down. So daily, what I want you to do is do a mental check-in. Oftentimes we don't mentally we're not where we're supposed to be. Do a mentally check-in. Let me see where I am today. Because when you have a positive mind, it results every time in executed goals. If you're positive about it, even if you have to stand before you got it. Sometimes I have a big sign that says, you got this, right? And it's a reminder that whatever task that I'm having before me, whatever challenge, I got this, that I can do this. And then we're going to talk a little bit too about your squad, having your squad there. The people who you depend on, the people who are really your cheerleaders and who will help guide you, your coaches and stuff. Don't forget your squad. And if you don't have a squad, create one. It is necessary. It is necessary. Weekly, just track your progress. Please don't get elaborate and get a whole spreadsheet and, do a chat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just, just check it. Where am I this week? Am I on target? What do I need to do to be on target? Is this still important to me? This means absolutely nothing to me. you know, even in the progress of, am I seeing results, right? Allison and I were talking about coffee. And I said, I'm an avid coffee drinker. I drink coffee every day. I start at 5:30 a.m. and that's the first thing I get. But one of the things that I decided to do was to start drinking water first thing in the morning instead of having coffee first thing. So that's my thing. I have to drink at least anywhere from 12 to 24 ounces of water before I can have that first cup of coffee. And Allison is actually giving up coffee. And I said, kudos to you, because that's not my testimony. So, but track your progress weekly. What is it? Am I seeing some progress? And that will roll you straight into your monthly goal. Make a decision. Just make a decision. Was goal met? Well, or do I need to reassess? Right? It is okay to reassess, because you might want to run a marathon with Sally, and Sally ain't ready, you ain't ready. So reassess and say, instead of running a marathon, then I'm gonna go ahead and do a 10K, or I'm gonna do a 5K. Gradually build up to it. If you come up with a lofty goal, then make sure that you break it down in bite pieces. And that way you can accomplish it. You can do your marathon in 6 months or a year. Okay. Any questions so far? All right. Remember, it is all about you. It really is. You know, a lot of times women are really multitask, multifunctional. We do an abundance, an array of things. Sometimes you have to take a pause and say, you know, it's about me today. And it's about you, maybe going to get your nails done or your hair done or whatever it is, that you just have a moment. Oftentimes, where we get overwhelmed or we create these, put more pressure on ourselves than necessary. So, what is it that I can do to have a moment to myself without locking myself in the bathroom so the kids won't come banging on the door, right? So, what is it that I can do for myself to make sure that I'm in the right state of mind, my daily, that I am checking my progress, I'm seeing results, and that I am reassessing my situation? Is it necessary, right? So, that is just as simple as one, two, three, for real, daily, weekly, monthly. That's it. And let's see what progress that we can get. One of the things I wanted to do is for you to think about it. We're going to go into breakout rooms. And so the intent is for you to think about some of the things that you might want to create goals with. In these rooms, you're going to come up with at least 3 goals. It might be, I want a promotion. It might be, I want to go and go back to school to get my master's or to get my undergrad or to get my PhD. It might be, I want to travel to Paris. It might be, I need to calm my mind and my inner peace. So it might be just getting out there and walking. Whatever it is, these are just some visual indications, but I want you guys to come up with some stuff. What is it? What are the 3 things that you can come up with? Don't make it lofty. Don't make it so unobtainable that you feel like um, by January the 15th, I ain't going to even be thinking about it. Write it down. And so now you're going to have these cohorts to help you in the breakout rooms, to help you come up with these ideas and a plan, at least get you started on your plan. And then you can work it out. And then do the wonderful thing that I like to do is exit out because it's done, right? It's met, it's complete. And so what's next? One of the things I would tell y'all to keep in mind, by establishing 3 goals, you can always add to it. And it was my hope that in June, you would be like, oh, okay, now I can add to it. I finished my undergrad. I only had a couple courses to do. Now I need to have a conversation on, do I want to get my master's? Well, I finished this master's program. I'm gonna need a break because my brain is fried. But let me look into, maybe I need to get my PhD. Or is there some certs out there? I'm in the middle of getting DE&I practitioner cert. What is it that is your passion that you want to do and you have an opportunity to do it? Write it down, make the plan. Any questions for me in reference to what we talked about?
Angela, do you have recommendations on where to write it down? Because I feel like I'm guilty of a sticky note and I'll just like crumble it up and throw it away, or in a notepad and it'll get like mixed up.
Okay,
Whiteboard. I know we talked about whiteboards before on our last roundtable.
one of the things that we always are carrying around and we'll turn around and go back for is this little cell phone. Write it down in your cell phone. You can put it on your calendar. You can calendar everything. If you're like me, I need a visual, I need a sticky note for myself, especially to be intentional daily, to be intentional. Because, I start off, I'm like, oh, I'm intentional this whole week. And then by week two, I'm like, no. So stick it wherever you need to. But this phone right here, which we put our whole life in, that we don't know anybody's phone number without this phone, put it in your phone. Your calendar will indicate to you what's on your calendar. Put it on your calendar. Here's what I need to do. 5 a.m. It'll beep you and say, be intentional, right? At the end of the week, track your progress. Monthly, let's reassess. Let's have a conversation. For me, it's like, let's talk. Don't forget your squads. Even though we say, I got this, you never do anything alone, really. You need support. Who can help me along? Your network. If I'm stuck, who can help guide me through this? Who can help coach me through this? I really got this. But I also know that I can call Allison and she's gonna walk me through it and tell me, yes, you got it. Do not quit and keep going. Right? So any other questions? Does anybody have any other suggestions on writing it down? I know I am I have so many journals around here. A matter of fact, I just looked over there. I got 3 sitting over there and I don't keep up with them. So I know I keep up with this phone. And that's how I started. Just put it in my calendar. Put it in my calendar. Any other suggestions? Where would you write it down at? Do you have a favorite sticky that you use? Anybody? Vision board. Yes, create a vision board. And you can actually have your squad create a vision board. Did you have a vision board night? It's a lot of fun. Sometime I had a group that one of the girls was very creative. She's an artist. So she drew her stuff. I was like, what in the world? Let me find a magazine to take them home. But she drew all her stuff and it was beautiful, right? I still have vision boards that I've done with my squads and stuff. And I go back and look at them. One of them I know, one time I had a house on there that I wanted a house. And now I think about it, I bought a house. So you just never know. Keep them on there.
Congrats. I love this. And I love the idea of doing a vision board with your squads. Awesome. So I think we're ready for the breakout rooms, unless anyone has any other questions for Angela. We'll all come back and we can ask, more questions. But we have lots of great ideas in the chat of where to put your goals above your desk when you leave your house in the morning. This is where the magic happens. So don't hit the leave button when your breakout room pops up. This is confidential space. Again, we don't record the breakout rooms. There's also not a Ellevate facilitator in the room. So just do some brief light introductions and go right into the discussion.